course, it means at a minimum that you must go on and pursue an advanced graduate or professional degree so that you at least can begin your career journeys as competitive as possible. But most important, commit to being a student intellectually for life. Number two, be the best that you can be, even great. In his 2005 book, Good to Great, Joseph Collins describes a mindset that leads some good companies to become great companies, and how some companies remain good and some become great. Basically, Collins argues that good companies are those that are satisfied with doing those things that make the company good and that keep on doing those things. Kind of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Good companies that become great companies are not satisfied with the status quo. And I thought about that when the comment was made earlier in our ceremony today about taking risks. Great companies are those that are open to making bold changes and to pursue new directions, and based upon market forces and new technologies and new innovations. And so for you, the graduates of 2009, I ask you how you will morph from being good to great. Not greatness necessarily measured in terms of fame and fortune, though many of you will achieve that, but greatness measured in terms of how you use your Denison degree to make a difference in your community, in our nation, or indeed the world. All of you are good. You would not have been admitted to Denison if you were not good. And you certainly would not be sitting here today as graduates if you were not good. But what I want you to contemplate now is how to move from where you are today to where you can be in a few years. So not just being good, but being the very best that you can be, and maybe even being great. Greatness in terms of doing special things, new things, things never imagined before, achieving standards that perhaps have never been achieved before, and most importantly, making a difference in the lives of others. I suggest that you might begin by seeking to build upon that which you're really good at through continued study, self-improvement, and thinking outside of the boxes of your majors. And then seek to build your careers around things that you really love to do. Have fire in the belly, if you will, for whatever you choose to do. Don't just have a job, have a passion. Number three, use your degrees to advance humankind through your career choices and your service. As all of you know, we live on a small planet, and we face many of the same issues on a global scale. Issues related to disease, literacy, poverty, climate and climate change, energy, the environment, and so on. With your Denison education, you have the intellectual tools that can contribute to the reduction in illiteracy, cure us for such deadly diseases as cancer and diabetes, better understandings of the cultures around the world, improvement of the environment, and to addressing issues of climate change, reducing poverty, and perhaps improving relations among the peoples and the nations of the world. Wow, what opportunities. Number four, be open to difference and think globally. Whatever field you're in, there are others around the world in that field too. And they may have different perspectives and different ideas. The collectivity of ideas on a global scale will make this a better planet. And your familiarity with these other ideas and perspectives will make you a better person, a better citizen, and a better professional. Denison has provided you with wonderful opportunities to experience cultural diversity. I saw samples of it yesterday during the baccalaureate program in Swayze Chapel. I urge you now to build upon those experiences in your careers. Go out of your way to know and work with people different from yourselves. People who may be from another race or ethnic group or nationality, or speak a different language, or be a member of a different religion or political party. Remember that much of what we perceive to be truth is often merely a perception of truth, viewed through a prism of culture, and it will pay off for you. Companies or government, universities, and school systems like people who can work across groups. the world would be your working place and your laboratory. And then fifth, integrity. Tell the truth, don't cheat, don't fudge, be honest, be fair, and do these things at all times, especially when no one is looking. Remember, you will always know when you're doing the right thing, even when others don't. Some of you will scale the highest mountains, and others will work in the valleys of life. Among you may be future Nobel laureates, Guggenheim fellows, kindergarten teachers, maybe even a president of the United States. Who knows? We don't know. You don't know. But you need to be willing to take risks, as people have said earlier today in our ceremony. But whatever you do, commit to excellence, high ethical conduct, service to society, sensitivity to others who come from other cultures, and faith in a higher being. But most of all, as you walk with kings and queens, never lose a common touch. I'll close by being reminded of Robert Fulgram's "Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten," which is certainly something you don't expect to hear on graduation day from college. But he wrote, "Most of what I really need to know about how to live and what to do and how to be, I learned in kindergarten. Wisdom was not at the top of the graduate school mountain, but there in the sandbox of nursery school. These are the things I learned. Share everything. Play fair. Don't hit people. Put things back where you found them. When you go out into the world, it is best to hold hands and stick together." Lessons you learn in kindergarten. A few years ago, James Watson, a PhD recipient at the age of 22, and one of the discoverers at the age of 26 of the double helix structure of DNA that revolutionized the study of DNA. This research led to him and two others receiving a Nobel Prize. Gave a speech on an occasion like this at Widener College in Pennsylvania. And he said on that occasion to the graduates, "Never be the smartest person in the room." Now think about it. Here's a man who received a PhD at the age of 22 and did the research that led to a Nobel Prize at 26, and said, "Never be the smartest person in a room." You'd figure he was probably the smartest person in most rooms he went into. But his point was very simply, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room, because you won't learn anything new. And in fact, there may be people in the room who don't have the education that you have, but know more than you about some things. So you've got to be open to hearing ideas from other people, no matter where they stand. And his other point was that if you think you're the smartest person in a room, the other people won't like you. And they won't work with you. And you'll find in your journey that big things, important things are done in teams. When people can work together and collaborate and exchange ideas. And so you don't either want to be the smartest person in that room, and certainly not think that you are. Denison has prepared each one of you well, and society knows it, and will expect much from you. When you say that you are a Denison alumnus, it will mean something special to most people, and I'm proud to be one myself. So wear your Denison degrees proudly and use them to make this a better nation and a better world. Congratulations, class of 2009.